A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to Timothy. Beloved, I am writing you, although I hope to visit you soon. But if I should be delayed, you should know how to behave in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and foundation of truth. Undeniably great is the mystery of devotion, who was manifested in the flesh, vindicated in the Spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed to the Gentiles, believed in throughout the world, taken up in glory. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, "How great are the works of the Lord! I will give thanks to the Lord with all my heart, in the company and assembly of the just. Great are the works of the Lord, exquisite in all their delights. How great are the works of the Lord! Majesty and glory are his work, and his justice endures forever. He has won renown for his wondrous deeds. Gracious and merciful is the Lord. How great are the works of the Lord! He has given food to those who fear him. He will forever be mindful of his covenant. He has made known to his people the power of his works, giving them the inheritance of the nations. How great are the works of the Lord!"
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare the people of this generation? What are they like? They are like children who sit in the marketplace and call to one another. We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not weep. For John the Baptist came neither eating food nor drinking wine, and you said, 'He is possessed by a demon.' The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and you said, 'Look, he is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' But wisdom is vindicated by all her children." The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from 1 Timothy 3:14-16. The author of the letter speaks about how the members of the community should act as the household of God, the church of the living God, because that is what they are. They've been called to an incredible dignity. And the author then gives sort of a creedal formula of who they believe Jesus is. He was manifested in the flesh, vindicated in the Spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed to Gentiles, believed throughout the world, taken up in glory. This might very well have been a fragment of an early Christian hymn. Very often, the community did theology through the hymns that they wrote for their Eucharistic liturgies. That as they were trying to think of what to sing as they celebrated the Eucharistic meal, they came up with a way of stating their faith. And that was then used in the evangelization that they did for those who were coming to the faith. This is important to remember because the Mass should not just be a passive time in which we're sitting back and just listening and participating in a very passive way. The Mass should be a time when we actively seek out a greater depth of knowledge of who Jesus is, who God the Father is, who the Holy Spirit is, and what they all mean for us. The Gospel is from Luke 7:31-35. Jesus does a little bit of complaining about the people who are listening to him. A lot of people don't want to accept him because they expected a different type of Messiah. They had a clear idea of who the Messiah would be, and Jesus doesn't quite fit the mold. And so Jesus complains that you're just not satisfied with anything. John the Baptist came along, didn't eat or drink, and what did you say? He's possessed by a demon. Son of Man comes along, remember that's the title he uses for himself, eats and drinks, and what do you say? He's a glutton, he's a drunkard. No matter what would come along, the people would find fault in it. And again, that can be applied both to our faith, that when we think about the church, there are obviously shortcomings in the church. The hierarchy is made up of people, and people make mistakes, and people are human. Likewise, it could be applied to the way we look at life. If we're always looking for what's wrong in other people, of how they disappoint us, then we'll find lots of reasons to be angry, to be frustrated. If, on the other hand, we're looking for what's good in the other people, and we try to celebrate it, we try to compliment them and how impressed we are at what they're doing, then we'll see the good in others. And may God bless us.